So unless you've been off this planet or hidden away with no contact with technology over the last few weeks, you've probably heard of Oliver Anthony and his song Men North of Richmond. I really thought it was worthwhile doing a reaction to that as the perspective as an old Canadian guy like myself to see if it speaks to me or what it has that for me and what I can learn from it. So let's get to it. I want to say I have heard this before, so this is going to be a first time fresh reaction, but I'm going to give you my honest impressions and tell you what I think.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours, bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Drive back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to. For people like me, for people like you, wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. All it is, living in the new world with an whole soul. Richmen North of Richmond, Lord knows it all. Just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think.
Yeah, that's really it. I mean, in Canada, we don't have the Richmen North of Richmond. We have the rich man west of the Ottawa River, the Richmen. They really want to have total control. I think even Canada, it's more of an issue. Our government has become so authoritarian, wanting to control everything from what we watch, what's considered Canadian content on the internet, what is good Canadians should be watching. They want to be the arbiters of everything, and don't dare speak against them. It's gotten to the point in Canada the other day that a friend of mine from the States asked me what's it like living in Canada, and I said I can't complain. I really can't, because if I complain, I'll probably wind up on some list in Pierre Trudeau's office somewhere. Anyways, let's get on to the song. I do really like this. I think part of it that I like is I like him. I'm an old soul. I don't know. I really, yeah. I don't know if I was born too soon or I just lived too long, maybe.
Look out for miners, not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord.
Yeah. Now I come from a long line of coal miners in Cape Breton. On my grandfather's side, his family originally came over to Cape Breton in the early 1800s from Scotland to work in Cape Breton in the coal mines. For many generations, that's how his family survived. What they used to provide for their children. And there's no coal mines in Cape Breton anymore. It's not because there's no coal. It's because of government regulation. It's not even the fact they're not looking out for the miners. They're not even providing them jobs. There's work to be done. They're not letting them do it. They'd rather give them money not to work. And as far as the miners on the island, we all know that. Yes, Epstein didn't kill himself, and I'm sure none of his friends on the island that visit him on the island know anything about it.
Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the old beast milking welfare. God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay.
that's something that drives me crazy, is the things that welfare will pay for, and the privileges that people have that I would consider luxury. I know people that are on welfare, they consider them necessities. It bothers me. But let's talk about music. I love his voice. He does have such a deep soul to it. You really can tell he means what he's singing, and it's really personal to him. And just his voice is captivating.
Oh, no, okay, for your bags of fucking drown. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground. 'Cause all this damn country does is keep on taking them down.
That is so true in Canada too. We have veterans that are suffering from PTSD, and our free healthcare can't do anything for them. In fact, we have this great social program in Canada. It's called MAID. It's called Medical Assisted Death. And it's gotten to the point, veterans have called looking for help with PTSD and other things to the Department of Veterans Affairs, and somebody had the nerve to refer them to the MAID program. Yeah, it's disgusting. We have a prime minister who once said he didn't have time and money to pay for veterans.
I'm a retired corporal with the Princess Patricia Canadian Line Infantry out of here in Edmonton, 1st Battalion. I served in the Canadian Armed Forces for 7 years. I deployed in Afghanistan back in 2009 until April 3rd, where I was obviously severely wounded by a roadside bomb or improvised explosive. As you can see, I've lost my left leg. I have 58% soft tissue loss and 88% nerve damage on my right leg. So my question is to you, Mr. Prime Minister, what veterans were you talking about? You know, because you have ISIL or ISIS members coming into a reintegration program. You did a backdoor deal with Omar Khadr with not even stepping into the courtroom. You know, so again, my question is, what veterans were you talking about? Was it the ones that fought for the freedoms and values that you so proudly boast about, or was it the ones who fought against? Because honestly, Mr. Prime Minister, I was prepared to be injured in the line of duty when I joined the military. Nobody forced me to join the military. I was prepared to be killed in action. What I wasn't prepared for, Mr. Prime Minister, is Canada turning its back on me.
On a couple of elements you brought up. First of all, why are we still fighting against certain veterans groups in court? Because they're asking for more than we are able to give right now.
But he could pay for all kinds of things. You know, if he just stopped a few of his whirlwind trips across Canada in his jet, burning up a large carbon footprint, which he supposedly cares about, so he can speak about the environment and knock down people who disagree with him. It's a sad state, especially here in Canada. He's talking earlier about the dollar not being worth anything in the States. The Canadian dollar is worth even less. And with the hyperinflation that we have now, it doesn't buy what it used to. It doesn't buy what it used to last year. So let's listen some more.
Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to. For people like me, people like you, wish I could just wake up and not be true, but it is. All it is, living in.
Yeah, it's a bad dream. I wish I could wake up.
With an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and then I'm thinking
right there.
you know, but I know that you do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit, And it's thanks to know him, cause the Richmen, North of Richmond. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime high.
Yeah. So we said the Richmen west of the Ottawa River in Canada are taking more and expecting more from the working man. I really resonate with this. I think this message, I think why song's so popular is it's not an anthem of the left wing and the right wing, like the system seems to want to try to divide us all the time and pit us against each other. This is a common problem that I think people can see. People with any common sense, they realize that the government's trying to control us, and they really want to be the drug of choice, especially in Canada. They want to be the drug of choice of Canadians. In fact, they'll give you in some places in Canada any drug you want. The government's really helpful that way, because that's a positive thing. Not help you get over your addiction, just feed it. Oh, they'll make it a safe place, but that doesn't really matter because the needles and stuff are still all spread all around the downtowns of small cities, small towns, large cities, all across Canada. I think this resonates with people because this is a working man song, and as much as it might seem like he's speaking against a particular government in the United States, I think he's speaking about governments in generally, because in Canada we have the same issue. I guess both of them would be on the left wing, but I mean, I have very conservative views on a lot of things, but I see conservative governments doing the same thing in Canada in the past and provincially in Canada. It's just, they're making it hard for a person to want to be honest, want to work hard, want to improve their life, want to help others improve their life, want to give back.
So, working all day, overtime hours, with bullshit pay.
Yeah. You have to like him. You have to like that song. It speaks to the good and decent people, that people have common sense that are out there. The fact it's popular and people are listening to it and they're being inspired by it is actually one of the few bright lights I've seen with society recently. It tells me that there's still people out there and that have compassion, that understand the value of hard work. Yeah, this is an anthem. Whether you're American, Canadian, probably anywhere in the world, it's a common struggle. When you want to work hard, it seems like there's people that keep getting richer, and there's people that just live off the system. The rich are feeding them, and feeding their habits, and feeding their dependency, and they want to make you dependent. You can't think for yourself. They want to control you. Yeah. I can see why this song resonates. Great song. What I've read on the line, and what I've read online about Oliver Anthony, that's not his real name, that was his grandfather's name. He's using it in his music to honor him, but his name's Chris. What he's gone through, I feel for him. I understand it, and I can really see the sincerity in way he sings it and in the message itself. There's got to be change. We have to tell governments that we won't take it anymore. That we need to stand up and take back control of our own lives and our own communities, and bring back some of the values of hard work, caring for your neighbors, truth, over worrying about somebody's feelings. Offended is, I don't understand people who get upset because something offends them. If it offends you, try to understand why it offends you. If there's a reason and it's valid, maybe you need to correct it so you're not offended. And if the other person is just speaking bullshit out of their mouth, don't bother listening to them. Move on. Don't cause them a hard time. You don't need to. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for what you believe in. But don't force anybody else to have to change their reality to meet yours.